All right, hiking freaks, welcome back to my channel. Got Mr. Gray Man here with me. Have no clue what the agenda is. We're just hiking today. We went to the fishery hatchery and we're just gonna hike. Maybe we'll do a loop, maybe we'll do it in and out. But regardless, we're out here to have a good time. We might get 15, we might get 8, we don't know. And then we'll figure out the way back. You could do a loop back, which would I don't know, maybe add another 8 if we did that. But really no agenda, just off the cuff on this one. So I know where I'm at for the most part, got a map, and I've been on the Chattooga River Trail before, just never been on this little spur trail. So we'll figure it out though and get back to you. What'd you think about the fish hatchery?
That's cool.
Was it what you thought it was going to be?
No.
Not at all?
No, I thought there would be like, you could watch them hatch.
Oh, yeah. So right here, I'm not going to try to pronounce it. I put a link, but right here, there's a parking spot at the fish hatchery in South Carolina. You can park there and you can link back up on the trail. Basically, the foothills trails is here. And also as well, you can hike down another little trail. I'll throw the map up for you and kind of see. You can do a 15-mile loop, or you can make it, you know, anywhere between 18 miles. It won't be a full loop with the 18 miles, but if you go up the Ellicott Rock, you have to do a little bit of backtracking. But here's the parking lot. Here's Gray in the parking lot with the sun beaming down on him. And when you first get here, there are some good restrooms and trash cans for your trip up here. I know you're going to collect some trash and you don't want to leave it in the vehicle. And you basically go on East Fork Trail for 2.5 miles to link back up with the Chattooga River Trail, going on the Ellicott Rock, which also links up with the Foothills Trail. Okay, let's zero this out. We'll start with Gray's backpack, and we've got his food and water in here. Oh no, we don't have his water in here. We got to get his water in here. So without his water but his food, 8.38.
Morning.
Morning, how are you?
Weighing out the packs, huh?
Look, Gray. Got the trout.
How you?
Fantastic.
How much weight y'all carrying?
I'm normally, here, I'll zero it out, we'll see. Food and water, 13.10.
Y'all not going far. Y'all not going far.
So you can kind of see the building right there, and you got the bridge. Come across the bridge and you find the sign here that basically tells you you got 2.5 miles. So if you just walk around the hatchery and come along the concrete picnic tables, you'll come across that. That's a little picnic area slash camping area, I guess. I'm not sure if you can camp there or not. That's unknown to me, but definitely good for a little day thing, or if you want to come around on the opposite side, camp there and then come up and let that be your lunch spot or something. But we just parked at the hatchery and just now getting on a hike. So looking forward to this one. Got my son with me, Gray Man. He's very excited as well about this trip. So it's actually been a while for me and him. Been probably a good 2 months. So
That is awesome.
yeah, that's what I call a deadfall, a widow maker. Just be careful going under this one. Kind of almost have no choice unless you really want a bushwhack. So don't touch it when you go under it. Well, hold on a second, son. Before you go under it, at least if it falls, I'll get it on video. That's not a good place to trip when you're walking under that thing. Man.
I call that a hover tree.
Call it a what?
A hover tree.
Yeah, that's a hover tree. Hey, what you think about the trail so far, buddy?
Cool.
Yeah, that's it?
I think it's cool.
You think the trail's cool? Huh. Easy, hard?
And easy right now. Probably get harder later.
Yeah. Hear some rushing water. That's
Yep.
good sounding. We're gonna hear that all day. We don't have to worry about water at all.
Cool.
I wonder how it's got all this mud on it. You think maybe it floods sometimes? Full of mud.
But it's not polished.
All this. Ooh, slick too. What do I find you doing? You trying to get more exercise?
It's not good enough. This trail's not good enough for me.
All right. You gonna keep moving right? Wow. Did you find anything?
Yeah, I found a little bug in there.
A little bug?
Yeah.
What kind of bug?
I don't know.
Can we see it? Ah! Somebody was nice enough to make us a little bridge here to keep our feet from getting nasty. Gray, ain't that neat? Someone built that way back out here in the woods.
Yeah. I wonder what it is.
Well, it might have been a bridge of some sort to get across here, or could have been a foundation of, I don't know, it was the foundation of something. Now we're about 2.5 miles in the middle of nowhere. Well, I mean, if you want to really look at it, we're about 40 miles. And on the trail about 2.5 miles in the middle of nowhere. Where do you reckon something like this come from? I mean, I don't know about you, but I think it's really neat to go in the backwoods and find rebar and stone walls. You know, these people that were out here, our ancestors, they really took pride in what they did, but not only did they take pride, they were some tough people back in the day. And it's really neat to get out and see some of that history and see some of the landmarks. I mean, they survived out in the middle of nowhere, basically, with their own knowledge and the help of others. It's neat to find stuff like that. It's neat to let Gray get to see how people used to live in some of the ruins of the areas that were, you know, we consider these unpopulated areas, but at one time, wherever there was water, there was population of people.
I was sitting right here. I gave an ant a piece of my food, okay? He found...
What'd you give him?
I gave him part of my cracker.
Was it a cheese cracker?
Yeah.
Oh, grilled cheese cracker.
He got it, and he came all the way over here, walking backwards. And guess where he lives? Inside there.
Inside that little hole there?
Yeah.
Oh. You chased him all the way back to his home.
Yeah.
So you baited him. Huh? He didn't know he was being followed, did he?
No.
So you're standing here, and that little thing within a matter of 5 minutes found that cheese cracker and brought it from that log where your backpack is, huh?
Yep.
Wow. Here you go. To loosen my watch always gets caught on my strap, so I always have to loosen my left strap. It gets caught on my watch because my watch is so big, so I always have to loosen that strap, which makes my, you know, I get it dialed in and my adjustments right. And then I always have to readjust it.
You have a bad life.
A bad life. You think so? Hey, put the pole in your left hand and use this tree to balance yourself. But you needed me to help you think about it. Now I'm gonna jump up and down.
No!
And shake this thing. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. What if it broke in the middle of that way? Hey, look how I'm walking. Oh, it's too easy. Whoa! You got all the way to the end. Let that go. Push me. We got this skinny tree right here, and this is good enough for me to hang off of. It's not going to pull too much, but I'm actually not hanging off of it, so I would try to find something. If I had to hang off of it, I would, and I have hung off of them before. This is for my son, but with these straps, you have to wrap them around and around, and that can become a little bit cumbersome. So there's I don't know the name, Siberian hitch, I think. Basically, you wrap the strap around, you pull, you come through, you grab it, tighten that real good, and then choke it up like that. Okay, and that's not going anywhere. I've hung off of that many of nights. Before I even started making loops in mine, I would do that. This is my son's here, and one of the things I hate about these Helio straps is it's a loop within a loop, and that can be a little frustrating. But I like using this method because you don't have to wrap 50 times. Because with these, a lot of times you have to wrap a whole bunch of times, and you can just make, I think it's a Siberian hitch. Just make that Siberian hitch, and again, it's a quick release. So you can go up real quick if you need to go up, go around a limb, you know, to that nature. But like I said, it's really, really simple. You get your adjustment where you think you want. You take the strap, wrap it around. Okay, you come through, take your pinchers, pinch that, pull that real tight. And there you go. You've taken up a lot of that slack. So we're pretty much adjusted here as far as we can go. It's a prime example right there of why whoopee slings can be a problem. Prime example of a whoopee that now I'm too short, and whoopies are not going to work. prime example right here. But no fret, I've always got something planned for an occasion like this. We'll make it work. So the good thing about not having the whoopee tied directly to the hammock is you got a continuous loop. I could still do my beckon hitch in this circumstance here if I don't fall down the hill first. And we can do that beckon hitch real quick. I could do it all the way up to there if I need to. We just have to take that out, which we probably will, so we don't bear weight on the toggle. We're going to go ahead and do that now. Get rid of the whoopee. We're going to make our adjustments. We could go as hot as we need to, but I'm going to give it a little bit of slack. And we're going to go adjust the other side there. Got a right hang there, so we're going to go to the other side. Now, many people know that watch my film that I'm a beckon hitch guy for the most part. And the time I decided to bring my whoopee slings out, and I decided to go with 2 rigs. Just, I love playing, but we got the Dutch hook here. This is actually a speed hook. So in reality, with the speed hook, I could actually run the whole whoopee through the, whole thing all the way up to this end if I needed to, and utilize it properly. But since we do have enough length here, most likely we will get rid of the whoopee slings. And like I said, I brought 2 systems out here, just playing around, you know, why not? I haven't used my whoopies in forever, but I got a Dutch clip hooked to a whoopee and a speed hook. And like I said, the speed hook as well. But when you know it, I bring my whoopee slings out, and I kind of figured when I set it up that it was not going to work. I just said, why not use it as an example on why you don't want to hook the whoopies directly to the hammock versus having a continuous loop. You always can be a lot more prepared to get closer to that tree when your whoopie's not hooked directly to the hammock. Okay, I'll report back to you tomorrow, but this is actually my first time doing this, so this stuff's pretty slippery, and normally beckon hitches don't work. I wrapped it around 3 times versus once. After we put weight on it, we'll see how hard it is for that to come out. But I imagine that if I take and push that over, this would start. I'm not going to do it right now because I've had a good hang and I don't want to ruin my hang. But tomorrow morning, after we've had a good night, we're going to see how easy this is to pull out. It's definitely not slipping. I've hung in it for a moment or two. That's not going anywhere. Problem is it going to be too tight, which I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I can flip that back, which will then give me the slipperiness that I need. So I think we might do fairly well. I've actually thought about this before. Instead of using straps, putting a barrier on one end on the am steel. This is 7/64 am steel with 7/64 am steel. And instead of using a speed hook, you can just, instead of having, you know, this extra long line that we have in a berry, we could just do one small berry at the top and a longer length. And instead of losing the speed hook, which is what it's designed for, is one long length of am steel, actually doing the beckon hitch. I've thought about trying that out before. This gives me the opportunity. We will see. May get rid of my speed hooks and just do one long length of am steel and cut that weight down significantly. So we're not off far from the trail at all, but we saw this little spot no one's camped at before. But you know, with hammocks you can get in. It's not quite flat enough for a tent, but hammocks you can get in here and look at that view of the water. It's gonna be a good night listening to that. Got Gray set up here in the ENO sub 7 with the Hennessy monsoon tarp. and we'll talk about his bug net in a little bit. Gray, you want to take us on down, show us your path to the creek there?
Yeah.
This is our lovely creek Gray's been playing in while I was setting up camp.
And I also made it to where right here, it's kind of like a ledge, so the water can't really get to it.
Oh, you built up the sand, huh? Sand barge.
Yeah.
So me and Gray, man, we've got camp all set up. He played in the creek. I didn't really take a nap, but I lounged around, enjoyed it. We're gonna get back out on the trail now and do a couple more miles and then come back to camp. Failed to mention, didn't really leave the quilts. It's not calling for rain anyway, but figured it keeps some packed structure too with the quilts in there, but they don't weigh nothing. So we're using a Costco quilt, under quilt.
Here's a tip from the trail. Here's what it's like to eat a sour wormy. I think that's a leaf bug they're eating.
So as you're walking along here, you're not going to see the rock because it's down there. But if you keep walking along the trail, this is how you find it. Keep walking along the trail, you're going to see a tag on the tree, NC. So let's find that. So once you find the tag on the tree, you just basically turn right back around and look behind you. You'll see a drop off, and you kind of see where people, or a game trail, but it's people, but where it looks like a game trail would be going down to get water. People's going down there to look at a rock, not to get water. And we're standing at the tree, and it's right there, that little dip off there. You're gonna see that probably before you would see that up there. Go ahead, take your pole with you. Stick it down there. So you gotta come down this way to find it, or you can come down this way and find it.
This has been pretty awesome. We've been to Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina all in one day. I recognize those two lawns.
Yeah, we're about almost back to our camp.
We're about 100 steps away.
Let's count them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44,
You were half right.
46, 47, 48, 49.
There's camp. We're back at camp, Gray.
It takes 49 steps to get here.
So we've got the IKEA tea candle stove here, and I just don't have a stuff sack, so you know, make do with a sandwich bag. This thing was weighing 2 ounces when I first made it. I think it's a little bit more than that now. Maybe the soot that's on it or something. It's right at 3 ounces somewhere. I don't quite remember yet, but it's not too heavy for a stove, and we're pretty much using wood for fuel. So we got these little screws here to get it off the ground a little bit, some vent holes. We cut a hole in there, and so we'll level this rock out a little bit, but we're gonna put it on this rock, and that'll keep it off the ground a little bit. You don't have to, but it'll probably help with venting for these holes. Yep. And we're gonna cook off an open flame, but a contained area. Try not to get that stuff in your hammock.
Okay, you want to throw it?
Yeah, but not in your hammock.
What is that black stuff?
There you go, that's enough. You going first? Alright, leaf's going there. Now let me move that leaf. Rock's going there. Uh-oh, you better look out. Leaf's going there.
We got 2 more ropes left.
You better look, watch. You better look at mine.
Oh!
Yeah. I'm not gonna let you win though. Oh, look at you. I mean, I was basically stuck because you had whoop, whoop. You got me on that one. Alright, let's go again.
I get to go first because I'm the winner.
Tic-tac-toe, 3 in a row. Leaf goes there. Rocks goes where? I see that.
Rock's going. Leaf's going in the trash. Stoned.
Draw, buddy, draw. Okay, Gray, we're gonna light up an Esbit cube for this one.
Yeah, we are after we get some more water.
Don't put leaves in your water. Gonna make Gray some tea. We're gonna light up an Esbit here. So we'll sit that thing right in there. This might be, I don't know, we'll see. It might be a little.
This might be the end of the world.
It might be too tall. We're gonna use the old IKEA here. See if we can get enough flames. I don't know, we'll see. I'll let y'all know if this works here. I'll get back with you in a little bit.
I smell some fish. I wonder what that is.
You talking about my Esbit cube?
Yeah,
What's it smell like to you? What kind of fish?
salmon.
We took the Esbit cube and broke it up, Gray, into how many?
2.
No.
4.
There you go. And right now we got 4 going. It's doing really good, actually. I put the windscreen on. It was kind of blowing everywhere. Helped it a little bit. Concentrate it. I don't know if we'll get a complete bull out of it. We'll see though. Maybe, maybe not. We're doing tea, so not really looking for a bull. If we don't get one, it's fine. And then we're gonna do coffee as well. So then we're really not looking for a bowl. We're just looking for some hot water. You know, I want to be able to drink it right away. I got some crackers to eat with mine. I think Gray's ate all his snacks for
No,
today.
I didn't.
He's got some left, but he has to have them for tomorrow.
I got honey peanut butter crackers.
That's for
And I
tomorrow.
got one more free bar for tomorrow.
That's for both of those for lunch tomorrow.
How come you get crackers?
I didn't have any crackers yet. I got one for today and one for tomorrow. You had one for today and one for tomorrow, and you've already eaten your one for today. He wants to eat it all now and not have any for tomorrow. Gray's gonna have some American classic tea. Charleston's Tea Plantation.
Where's my coffee?
Well, this is your tea. Yeah. All right, we've got one more for me for the coffee. How y'all doing?
Good, how y'all?
Doing good. Y'all spending the night?
Yeah, trying to find a spot.
Well, right down the road there's a good spot.
Is there?
Yeah,
Perfect.
right there on the left. Gray, how's that tea taste?
Good.
Is it okay?
It's better with honey, but yeah, it's good.
Well, we didn't bring no honey. We didn't want the bears coming after us. Hey, boo-boo. So the Esbit got it to where it just started bubbling, which was fantastic, because for hot drinks, I don't like it piping hot. He's able to drink his tea now. Got my coffee on. Got my cracker. Gonna be a good night.
Morning.
Morning, Gray. You want some coffee, buddy? Coffee coming right up. Get out your stove and get to cooking.
Do I really have to cook it?
No, I'm gonna heat up the water, buddy. Good morning to y'all. I've got my raincoat on because it was not supposed to be that chilly, but this raincoat definitely traps in some heat. But I didn't bring my puffy because it's really not that chilly, but it's like 68. It's not that bad, but sometimes when you wake up in the morning, 60, 68 can be a little bit chilly. But we're trapping in that heat with the raincoat. We're gonna get some water boiling and get on the trail.
Coffee and a honey bun have a good mix.
Yeah, they are pretty tasty, aren't they? Good combination. So we've got the Esbit heating up the water for the coffee. If you take a quarter of the Esbit, I found that if you don't like piping hot coffee, which I'm not really too fond of, I like to heat it up just as the bubbles start to form in the water, and then pour your coffee in. To me, you're able to drink it right away and you still have a hot beverage. I like that. So I found that a quarter of that Esbit will get your water hot. Just so you can take one Esbit and get 4 coffees out of it. I found that seems to work for me. So I may depend on which stove you use and whatnot. I'm using this wood burning stove that I made. I'm using the Esbit tablet in it right now. So yeah, it seems to be working. Just, you know, didn't want to make a fire. You got the Esbit, and Esbit usually is my backup. I've never used Esbit before, and I figured I'd test it out anyway. And it's a backup to have, and very lightweight, very fishy smelling. So if you don't have something to, you know, like a Ziploc bag to put it in afterwards, your stuff is going to smell fishy. Son said it smells like, what's it smell like, Gray?
Salmon. Last night, there was 2 flies right here and right here. They were facing this way. So I went in the middle and boom, they flew off.
Were you looking at the stars when you saw them?
No, I didn't see any stars.
Yeah, it's kind of a little hard to see the stars in this canopy of forest that we're in. If you walked out to the creek, you probably would have saw some, though, huh?
No.
But who's gonna walk in the creek in the middle of the night?
Me. I do that.
I'm putting up camp and my son's getting water situated. So we have water for the hike.
No, so I have water for the hike. You gotta get you some more water.
Oh, I gotta get my own water. Well, you gotta put your own camp up.
Hey!
Oh, you don't like that one, huh? You don't like that. Alright, the extra clothes that I brought on this trip are just some darn tough socks. And those are for sleeping in, or if you got back to the car, I don't want to have wet socks on from hiking and hitting the streams. We've got some dry Russell from Walmart, basically. Running shorts, no liner. Roll that up, throw that in there. These are their dry fit or quick drying clothing line. Same thing, Russell shirt, you know, very cheap, and it's dry powered, 360 dry powered. They're dry quick stuff. And that's pretty much all the extra clothes I brought. It's an extra shirt, extra shorts. I've also, for warmth, since we wasn't getting down below 65, there's no need to really bring a puffy or anything like that. So we just basically brought, for warmth, obviously your raincoat always traps in that heat. I brought a quarter zip, which is also a Russer power dry 360. I love this one. This one's actually very warm and never stinks. I could go 3-4 days and never get a stink out of it. I don't know what it is about this particular Russell. I've not been able to find one like it again, but all my shirts and stuff, you know, they get that stitch in them, but for some reason this quarter zip, it keeps scent out. It's got some kind of scent reduction. And then I've got for my pants, it's just basically my wind pants, which I'll put a link down on there. These wind pants are pretty awesome. So, and they weigh like 3.2 ounces. I use they're water resistant and block the wind. So that's basically all we brought for clothes. So that keeps the chill off of my legs. This keeps the chill off of my arms and stuff. So, and Gray opted out of putting anything on other than his long sleeve shirt. All right, for rain gear, my wife got me this Light Heart Gear rain jacket. So I just take it and I stick it in my mess pouch right there in the front. Readily available, and it's my rain gear, so I don't care if it gets wet. We brought the SOS bivvy, weighing, I don't know, anywhere between 7 and 8 ounces. Very warm, very warm. Usually bring the Costco top quilt if it's going to be 55, but actually this can get you down below 55 too. But I like my down, so it's more comfortable. But that wasn't on me half the night because it was so hot when you went to bed. We didn't really need it. So but all that packs down, really small. This is a 44 liter pack. So all I got left is the hammock, leftover food, my pot, my stove. So you can see we got plenty of room for food on a summer day on a 44 liter pack. Always remember to take your battery and switch one of the batteries around, and in this case you hold those down and now you got a lock. And my gray man is running over there to switch your battery around. Won't you come over here, Gray, and show them how to switch your battery around? Okay. If you got a headlamp like this.
So you just pull this down, pull this up, and then pull this down. It's kind of hard over here pulling this out, but you just switch it around like this. And then put this back, put that back, and put that back. And you're all done. Won't work.
Alright, so I went on ahead, get the string out of the way, kind of put it up like so with a slippery half hitch, and it created another water break for me. Let's see if this will come out fairly easy without doing anything. Yeah, it takes some pulling, but it is doable. Okay, you see it slipping there, but it's not that big of a deal. So it worked, and basically all I did was wrap it around 3 times. Here, I'll actually demonstrate it one time for you. I don't know if it's going to wear on this Amstel or not. It's a good question. We'll have to see over time if that does wear on it. But basically I wrap this thing how many times I say 3? Yeah, I wrapped it once. No, I think I did it just twice. Yeah, I think I just did it twice and ran it up through. I know I said 3, Gray, but I think I just did it twice. And yeah, just twice. It comes out. I had no trouble getting it out at all. Slept on it all night. My hammock's a little low because I took the becking out on that side. That was my head side where my bag is. But we're gonna make up our bed real quick, clean our sheets, make sure there's no leftover stuff. Becking hitch is out. I like to wrap mine like so and start bundling it up. That way when I pull it out, the ridge line's not all wrapped around the hammock. Most of the time it is better to undo this first before you start that process. Remembering to leave that piece out. And the reason I didn't use the whoopee hooks again is because the whoopee sling was way too long with that berry that you got. So, and you see the half width packs up really small. It's summertime. We didn't get bit. Mosquitoes were hanging around. We too stinky, so they didn't come after us. But you know, it is what it is. If they're real bad, then bring a full net. I like a full net, don't get me wrong. But this hammock don't take up any space. I mean, bug net and all. Mine's it's right at 10 ounces with everything. So, and then you know, the half width packs are really small. Small, almost as small as my sub 7, and way better hammock than the sub 7. It's 10.5 versus 9.5. So and throw that in there, and you still got plenty of room, like I said, because that hammock don't take up any room. And plenty of room for your food, right? Your cook kit. I've got, in this instance, I've got a stove and a cook kit separately. Usually it's all in one, so, and just got a ton of space there, right? Ton of space. This backpack, if you're not familiar with the Osprey Thailand 44, I've gotten mine under 2 pounds. I've taken the stays out. I've been meaning to do a video on that. But what I like about this is, you know, all my electronics, my medical kit, my hygiene kit, it actually all fits. Even my sit pad. This is what they call their water bladder pocket here, which I don't use water bladder in the sense of most people. I got my sit pad that goes in there, so I can pull it out when I go to sit for lunch. I don't have to get into anything. But you know, I want a Z-Pack pack bad. I just can't justify it right now. It will definitely get the weight down in my system by all means. My system weight will go way down. But this right here, some of the features I'm grown to love. You know, I just stick all that down in there. You know, I take my sit pad, stick it down in there, and it's just convenience. And then everything's neat, clean. You know, nothing's hanging off. So that convenience of that feature right there, just, you know, and it's got a little bit of airflow. It's not a, you know, one of them Exos airflow through. My wife's pack has that, and I've wore it. You know, it's not really that much better to me. It's a little bit better, but this airflow here vents really well. I think if Z-Packs would actually offer a pad like this to go on the back of their Nero. The Nero's only $150, and it's waterproof on its own. So you know, I am looking at possibly investing in that, but right now, you know, I just can't justify it because this pack's been really good to me. Like I said, I got it under 2 pounds now, so that's fairly good weight for it. And I'm on the fence, let's just say that, but it's been really good to me. So if you're looking for a pack, I can definitely recommend the Osprey. Lifetime warranty, which is the reason I went with them, is, you know, this is a durable pack, and then no matter what happens to it, they're gonna give you a new one. If they don't have this model, they're gonna give you the newest model. So that's pretty awesome. Hopefully the features are just gonna be the same, because this is, in my opinion, better than the last model with the features that it has. So for Gray's hammock, I actually won a giveaway for Cameron Outdoor, which I believe is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'll put it at the bottom. Ultralight. Can't remember what Cameron changed his name to, but I'll put his link down below. Please go check his channel out. If you're into ultralight, he's a really good guy too, but he's got some great videos on ultralight as well in the summertime. So, but I want to give away, and he said I could get a gift card for 50 bucks, and I chose Arrowhead Equipment, and I was able to pick up a couple items actually from Arrowhead Equipment for 50 bucks. But one of the things is Derek Hanson's Love Bug half net, and this works great for Gray, because Gray, I mean, it almost covers this sub 7, which is 9.5. I mean, this almost is a full bug net for Gray. But it works really well. I'm not hooking it up exactly like you're supposed to, but I'm running the shock cord all the way up to the end of the continuous loop, which sets it up really high. It's got some loops on the bottom to connect it to keep bugs out. But by the time you get your underquilt on there and all that, usually I put the underquilt around it. There's no penetrations, but really good bug net. Thanks Cameron for the gift card. This is coming really handy for my son, and also when I go out in my sub 7 E&O hammock as well. So very ultralight, quick, easy to dismantle. It uses shock cord and a mitten hook You're supposed to hook a pressic to this ridge line and hook that and adjust it, but it runs all the way down to my continuous loop, so I didn't put a pressic on there. Packs down really well. It is made in America. You can put it in a Ziploc. It does come in its own steel nylon stuff sack as well. You could keep it on the hammock because you're in buggy season if you want. And when you know you're going to be in buggy season, just put your hammock up with it. And that's it in its stuff sack. Right there. Ultra seal nylon stuff sack. Packs down really ultra light. Gray's got some sand in his hammock, so we're going to clean the bed sheets. Bam. Fresh new hammock there. And he's ready to rock and roll for the next trip. Put the bug net in here. Okay, this hammock's next. Thanks again, Cameron. I really appreciate it, man. It come in handy. I apologize to some of those people who don't care about some of the details, and this may bore them, but earlier in the video, I was talking about setting up camp, and we're not using these helio straps like we're supposed to. I did a Siberian hitch, and I'm sure some of those are curious. I actually sat in this myself and put my weight in it, and Gray's done this. This is not our first time doing this, but Gray slept in it many a times like this. He slept in it all last night. Questions I'm sure is, will this come out easily? And yes, it will. It comes out just fine. And again, the Siberian, if you skip through the video and you're just seeing this, it's as simple as doing that right there, okay? And then it slips right out. No problem. Easy. No knots per se. Doesn't damage your straps. Easy to put up. It's a good system. That way you don't have to wrap multiple times. That can become, and especially if you need to move it up, that wrapping and unwrapping can be aggravating. So being able to use that Siberian hitch, you can quickly move it up and down, and you don't have to use a carabiner. That you don't have to have that hardware with it. So these helio straps are not the longest, but they seem to be working. You don't have as long of trees to go through with the E&O anyway, so you don't need as long of straps because your tree distance is usually not as far apart.
We were walking along the trail, and we found this place that looks like that's at a campsite, and we were able to use it. And now we cleaned it up, and it looks like no one was here.
The two trees we hung off of.
Someone might camp here. We're going to get some more wood to see the house I made.
That's leave no trace. So I'm teaching Gray best I can while he's young. Leave no trace. I was never taught it. Luckily, YouTube videos of people who are avid hikers, they advocate that, and a lot of your thru hikers sadly today do not advocate that. But some of your more conservative, more thoughtful people, and I'm a conservative person, so, and a lot of conservative people on politics or whatnot, they're not very mindful of their surroundings a lot of times. So we've got to be mindful of the surroundings. Like I said, I am a conservative, and even in the nature I'm going to be conservative, but some of that aspect of people showing me how to be is through YouTubers. Thank you very much for the community who've taken the time and has posted ways to take care of nature properly. I mean, it should be common sense. Don't leave your toilet paper, don't leave your trash. But as far as damaging trees, stuff like that, things you wouldn't think of, ropes and stuff, don't put nails in trees. You know, a minimum of park rangers and stuff like that is fine, but when it comes to thousands of people going to these parks, hanging their hammocks, you know, hacking at trees, the next person comes along, hammock people don't even have a tree to hang off of, and it's very unsightly. You know, we've got enough people out there doing damage. So teaching my son like I've been taught is I think going to help preserve. We got to teach these young people to preserve. So that's what I do. And thank you for the YouTubers who've helped me. I hope someone watching this video can learn some tricks. I noticed that Gray, you know, as I'm setting up camp and taking down camp, it's, hey daddy, look at me, look at me. And at the same time I'm on YouTube. Hey YouTube, look at me. But the purpose of me doing that is I noticed similarities. We don't grow up, do we? I noticed some similarities of me and him doing that. But you know, I started giving back to the community because, man, the community has given it to me, taught me things. BBC as well with Ray Mears. He's an awesome guy. Has taught a lot of people how to properly do things in the bush. So I'm hoping I can have some people looking at hammocking or looking at camping and learn something from me as well. So, and I think that's the point of most of us YouTubers in our community, at least. We're helping other people and giving someone some content to watch as well. I enjoy it. I enjoy watching other people. So it keeps me motivated when I'm not able to get out there. So it's really nice getting to hike along the creek the whole way with that beautiful sound. It's cool the whole time. You're under a canopy. You're sweating still. I don't know how that works, but you're not like miserably hot. So, you know, that humidness is still there, but you still have the coolness as well. So I guess it's a good combination. I need to sweat out some of this toxins and waste from camping, because I eat a lot unhealthier when I go camping. It's the nature of it. But we burn it off, so I need to burn that junk off anyway. So anyway, like I was saying, it's a nice pleasant walk along the creek the whole way. You're around water source too, which is fantastic, because you don't have to worry about your water. And I hate hiking where there's no water. So I think most of us are that way. So